We are reviewing Strange New Worlds. Let's get into it, shall we?
Yes, we shall.
Okay, so the episode opens up nicely. Little Vulcan action here, and I'm gonna start this episode with a rock solid, super hard +1.
Why do you gotta say super hard?
With a rock solid,
it's like on the nose stuff here.
Diamond level.
Let me say why you're upvoting it. You don't even speak. You don't even speak. Brian's upvoting it because we get his favorite female Vulcan.
T'Pring in the house.
That's why. I'm downvoting it, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm downvoting it because T'Pring gives the initial personal log, and I'm pretty sure Starfleet personnel on board Starfleet vessels are supposed to give the logs. And so that was a little bit out of character. I can understand they want to, introduce her character more, but
oh no, I have to downvote her right now, Shane.
Okay, yes, go ahead.
Because I'm gonna take away the point I just gave. Because T'Pring is doing a log and we still haven't heard from Hemmer.
Oh, so yeah, okay, so there was my next move. So downvote me again. So we're gonna roll into this with 2 downvotes.
Damn, son.
There's no Hemmer in this episode.
No Hemmer.
Again, this is 3 episodes without Hemmer even seeing his face, what's going on, and I'm just confused. Although I would like to also give an upvote.
Okay. Oh wow, just all over the place.
Because there's no Uhura in this episode.
Okay.
And so listen, KB Games, thank you so much for reminding me. There was no Uhura, and that's a good thing for the show because we've had too much Uhura already. But bring her back next time and just sprinkle her on like some cayenne pepper. We're good. But what's up with the no Hammer? What's going on? Did they like get some feedback or something?
For real, T'Pring is more of a regular than Hemmer, says Doomed. It's so
right.
True.
How is this possible?
I mean, yeah, I love T'Pring. So like, that's a downvote because even though I personally love T'Pring, objectively, we need more of the actual crew. And like, I don't understand. Did Hemmer not test well with audiences or what?
I don't know. I mean, they shot the whole thing. Here's what's weird. They shot the whole series before anybody knew what the heck was going on. And maybe the feedback in the middle of it was, this character's not going to be so great. But hey, wrong answer, guys. We really like Hemmer and we want more Hemmer. So I just feel like we're getting shortchanged. And there's only 3 more episodes left. So
not really giving the audience a chance to actually like him or dislike him because he's not there. So,
well, I liked what we saw of him so far. But.
Yeah. All right. So she is studying human reproductive practices, aka coitus. I'm trying to keep this video from being like instantly yellow checkmarked here.
Let's say SEX.
Okay. There's the yellow checkmark. Thanks, Shane.
I spelled it.
Yeah, I mean, the computer.
My kids don't even know what that is.
So she is studying the art of the human reproductive system, and
but why?
But so that she can spice things up with Spock. Interesting enough, like they're not. So
go ahead.
They haven't been together very long. They're not married. Like if they already got to spice it up, you might be on the rocks.
I don't think it was spice. I don't think it was. I know that was what was said, but I think it was more she was trying to like connect with him and like, move this relationship forward. And because he's half human, half Vulcan, she thought maybe she should have to, explore his human side in order to make him 100% happy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she's a pleaser. Even more points.
Which is surprising because that's not what we usually thought about this character.
Yeah. Yeah. Good for you, T'Pring.
You're like leaving it on there on purpose longer
I'm sorry.
than you need to.
Sorry,
and everybody's like getting this uncomfortable moment of like, is Brian going to move on?
No one's uncomfortable but you, bro. Literally.
Yeah.
No one.
Why is he grunting when he's talking?
We're all good with it. All good with it. All right. Spock and Chapel moving down the corridor. Is it me or are they like why are they walking so close down this giant wide hallway?
You know why? You know why?
Because because of like because the
Because there's
restrictions of the camera, or because they
no
wanted them
because
in the center frame.
no because they are they got some little flirtation stuff going on here, like a little closer than friends. When we were young, we all had these experiences where you kind of like somebody, but you kind of got to keep it on. You don't really want to let them know, so you end up doing things. You stand closer to each other. It's stuff like that. But more importantly, in
So
this
this just in, guys. Shane used to be a sexual predator. So
wait, hold on a sec. Hold on a sec. I'm sorry.
you
How does that make
can't
you a
tell him
sexual
too much.
predator?
So I gotta get closer.
It looks like Nurse Chapel's doing a little bit of the sexual predatoring here. Okay, that's all I
true.
gotta say.
That's true. Yeah, she is definitely the aggressor in this situation.
What's interesting about this scene, though, is that they're actually having a conversation about Dr. Aspen, who's coming in, and the only mention we're going to get of this the whole episode. So the actor playing Dr. Aspen is transgender, and this is something Jesse James Keitel.
Oh yeah, we heard that was a whole thing for us this morning.
Right, and so this is the only time we get really a sense, an overt sense that. And even though Jesse James Keitel likes to be referred to as a she, in this instance, Nurse Chapel refers to her as they.
Yes, and if you change the audio in Paramount Plus to English AD, which is like assistant audio, where like so you have the regular audio, but then someone explains also what's happening. Perhaps for visual impaired people, I don't really know why that's like that. But it's interesting because I actually use that feature when I'm driving so that I can listen to the episode like an audiobook versus watch it. Because there's a narrator that actually explains what's happening on screen, and then that narrator stops talking when the characters start talking. It's honestly like a really intense audiobook. It's fantastic.
I need to try that.
It's called English AD. It's a setting in there, and when the English AD system is talking about Aspen, they use they and them pronouns.
Interesting. Okay.
Which when I first started watching this, I was actually confused. I was like, how many people are walking in the room right now? Because it was like they walked in the room. I'm like, they. I had to actually stop, turn the phone on, and look at the screen. And then when I saw who it was, I was like, oh, that's what they're talking about.
Yeah, that's why it always it's always an interesting little thing there. But yeah, so they do mention it's the only time they sort of mention it, and I guess we can just take this moment. Well, we'll talk about it a little later. I want to talk a little more about the transgender non-binary thing in a little bit.
Yeah. All right. Well, here we are. We're at dinner with Dr. Aspen.
Let's explain what they're doing here. So this is basically what the episode's about. The episode's titled Serene Squall. Okay, and what's happening here is aid missions for colonists have been they've been stranded basically on the edge of Federation space. The colonial ships that were there lost power 26 days ago, and the Enterprise is there to get them back on their feet.
Right.
The Serene Squall is carrying out raids on the border, and they're basically space pirates. That's what we know right now.
Okay, yeah. And it's not I'm not going to give it away yet, but
Right, not yet.
But there will be a downvote for this scene coming up.
Okay.
I just want to remind myself and the audience as to why.
Okay, yeah.
So Dr. Aspen, she used to be in Starfleet. She used to be a counselor in Starfleet. She went to the academy, according to what she's saying now and what her file says. And apparently she gave that up to do this humanitarian job that she's doing now. All right. Yeah. There's a scene where they say it's in his file that Pike is a Boy Scout, which I thought that was interesting. And he also says this sector is the Quadrants version of the Wild Wild West, which is really cool. So it's like Final Frontier style stuff. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just going to... Now, unless you have something else with with that dinner. I'm gonna fast forward past.
No, I think that it was a good setup, to kind of explain what's going on.
Yeah. Okay, so they detect an unidentified warp signature. Now they get to where they're supposed to be going, and the colonist ships are blown up. They're in pieces.
2 of the 3,
Yeah.
have been destroyed.
Right, and
And
the
the-
colonists are gone.
Yeah, and the Enterprise doesn't have enough time. Captain Pike has basically determined that they've left Federation space, and the Enterprise doesn't have enough time because they're outside of the regular communication range to actually let the Federation know he wants to leave Federation space.
Right, which I actually like that. I'm going to give that an upvote. I like that they were too far away from... This is really showing what era this is in, right?
Yes.
They're so far away from a subspace relay that in order for the message to get to the subspace relay, it would take 2 days. And that was great. And when they decided to, throw caution in the wind, leave a message, and then go into the non-Federation space area, they did say to drop a buoy behind so they can still communicate with Starfleet, even though it's slow. Okay. Now, there's an interesting little throwback coming up here soon. Oh, wait, we gotta deal with this. All right, so, Spock goes to Dr. Aspen's quarters. Dr. Aspen is working out. She talks about the academy days. They're bonding.
Yeah, she connects herself to Spock here, and we don't realize why exactly this is happening. Other than, I think in this moment she's going to be getting, kind of really personal with him. But she does something very interesting here. Spock is. Do you ever have the scene where they go into the space and they kind of run into the asteroids?
No, you mean the Tholian web thing?
Yeah, it's not that, but yeah,
that's exactly.
It's
what
to remind you of. Right,
that's
right.
what it is. Yeah, I mean that's
Did
what
we
it
get
looks
there?
like to me.
Did we pass that or no?
And we haven't gotten there yet.
Okay, I'll wait.
So isn't a Kolinar like a really like private thing to talk about?
I mean, it's where Vulcans try to remove all of the last bit of their emotions. It's a ceremony to like really push that to the edge. And apparently, as a counselor, she's saying she had some experience with that, and we'll find out later that she really knows a lot more about that than we realized.
Did he say she? Question mark.
It's okay because she actually likes to be called she.
But technically, the show refers to them as they.
Which is interesting because when we looked up her pronouns were she, right? You looked it up and told me. I hope you're right.
Yeah, she. The actress said.
Yes.
No, the article said that the actress said that they referred she. God damn.
Yes, it's very hard, guys. We're gonna probably get it wrong, or we're doing our best though. And I know you're just being funny. Whoever said that.
I mean. Yeah,
let's not go back.
I just derailed my entire thought process because
let's not go back to our. If you guys want to watch us really like our brains get all messed up, go watch the clip that we put out about this character this morning on the channel, and after the show's over, and you'll see what it looks like to have a couple of old guys really spin their wheels.
Shane's head explodes in that episode.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
All right, so they actually say. That she
just say she, so that way you don't get it.
Okay.
I think it's okay.
She actually says, because the show refers to it as, okay. So
I mean, okay, wait. What's her name? Let's see. We'll find out for sure. Jesse James.
So Aspen actually foreshadows that there are pirates they set ambushes and all that, right?
Yeah.
And here we are. Now we're in the asteroid field. And I'm trying to get the Tholian web thing. Okay.
He, her.
Asteroid.
That's her official, what she wants to be called.
You say he, her?
She, her.
Oh.
Asteroid has should be the same. Went off. Could burst.
I looked it up.
It's
June 3rd,
there it is. There's the Tholian web.
It's not though. Even that doesn't look like a Tholian. The Tholian web was flat.
Well, that was the graphics at the time.
Yeah, that's true.
This looks a lot like that technology. Is that, you think that's just like a casual throwback?
Yeah, because the Tholian web was it was made. I think it was made by vessels, by a vessel. This was actually relays, laser relays. It's just two totally different things.
So they just set it up on asteroids to sort of trap a starship.
Yeah, yeah, basically.
Interesting.
Oh, there's a joke here that they go in that I wanted to give an upvote for.
If I didn't know what the episode was about,
Yeah.
I would have thought that it was going to be like a Tholian web type thing.
Yeah, that's true. I want to give an upvote here because there's a joke as they're coming in here, and it's a really nice, funny scene that where she asks the captain, "Do you want it to be? You want me to go in first date or third date?" And Pike tells her, Erica Ortegas, blind date, because that's the most cautious.
Oh, I see.
I thought that was really good.
Okay.
Really good joke.
Yeah, it was off-putting for me when she said that joke. To be
Oh, I
honest.
liked it. Can you upvote me, please?
Yeah, I'm not gonna give it a downvote. It wasn't downvote worthy, but it definitely was not upvote.
It was clever. It was a clever,
It was
way
off.
to-
It was off-putting. It was off.
Oh, well, tell me why.
It just seems so casual. Like they're in yellow alert, and the captain is giving her an order. And
Well, nothing bad has happened yet, but yeah. Okay.
unless I'm like, on the Orville, that tracks.
Well, I mean, he's getting punched later on in the show, and he smiles. So, I mean, I don't know.
But that's the captain. That's the captain. That's not the helmsman during a yellow alert making a joke about.
It's been very true to Ortegas' character the entire show thus far.
I know, but that I'm just telling. But that's off-putting. I understand that maybe it's your character, whatever, but it's off-putting.
I was okay with it, but I get it. I understand.
Sure, yeah, you could be okay with it. Again, it's not worth a downvote. I'm just saying it's not worth an upvote from me.
Got it. I liked it. Okay.
All right, that's fine.
Thank you.
Whatever you want.
Thank you for what I say matters sometimes in this relationship.
Cool. All right, bro.
Sorry, I'm having emotion.
All right, so Aspen's trying to help Spock, blah, 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 target the right asteroid, yada, yada, yada. Okay.
That was a great moment, though, right there. So the
Okay.
asteroid, it gets blown up, right?
Right.
So this is an upvote moment for me because Spock was extraordinarily uncomfortable guessing. And that is very true to his character. In many other Star Trek things we'll see in the future of Spock, anytime Kirk is asking Spock to basically guess, Spock don't want to guess. And so this is very true to his character, even though it was kind of a more emotional side of it. That's still okay because we're early on. But I thought this was really true to his character, and it was a nice thing.
Yeah, I gotta be honest though, you don't have a problem with this like brand new doctor they picked up on the bridge directing Spock on how to do his job? That doesn't bother you at all?
I mean, all she said to him was, Spock guess or whatever. She didn't really tell him what to do.
No,
she did come up with the idea.
She was walking him through it. I'm actually going to downvote this. I wasn't
I mean,
going
she
to,
didn't tell him what
but
to
then
do.
you upvoted it. Now I'm trying to like even it out because like she shouldn't be on the bridge, number one, and
well, no, that's not true.
I don't think Spock doesn't need anyone to help him do his job. Especially
I don't
not
think
this
she helped him
random-
do his job. I think you're misreading it. So she didn't help him do anything. She made a suggestion like any other, character might do, and it ended up being correct. I mean, you could downvote it maybe because you don't think, but she didn't tell him what to do. All she said is guess, pick, right? She pushed him to pick or guess. She didn't tell him what to do.
Yeah, the appropriate response should have been get off the bridge. I don't know
That's
why.
not how they treat these characters.
Why is she on the bridge?
She's an expert to what's going on with the colonists.
What? She's okay.
She's basically running this entire, well, that's what she's told them. So that's why she's on the bridge. And just like anybody else would be on the bridge in the same situation in any other show.
Feels off.
You need to go back and watch more TOS or TNG. The expert was always on the bridge.
Yeah, but she's like instructing him. All right, that's fine.
She didn't instruct him to do anything.
Yeah,
Go
she
back and watch
was.
it.
She was definitely like guiding him along in his job.
What did she say? Give me specifics.
like-
She said nothing.
Okay. What?
She said, oh, I think it might be this thing. That's what she said. And they're like, oh, yeah, I think you're right. She didn't tell Spock to do anything. She didn't guide him into nothing. All she said was, pick, Spock, pick.
Feels off
I mean,
to me.
All right. Well, that's fine. It can feel off, but
feels off, man. I don't. It's just too comfortable. Just random.
That's why two of us do this.
Huh?
I was okay with it.
That's cool. I know. I wasn't going to give it a down vote, but then when you gave it an up vote, I felt like I needed to give it a down.
Oh wait,
vote.
no. That's not how this show works.
I know, because like it felt so off to me. I didn't want. I need to like even out a little bit.
You can't.
I was gonna completely bypass that moment, and then you brought it up and said, "Isn't this cool?" And I'm like, "No, it's not cool." But now that we're rating it, I have to rate it too now.
But don't rate it because you don't have to. But don't rate it down because I rated it up to even it out. Rate it down because you think it's a down moment.
But if you're gonna make it an up or down moment, it's a down moment to me.
Right. What I'm saying is don't do it because I upvoted it. Do it because the scene is worth a downvote to you personally. Otherwise, this isn't our review isn't good.
Okay.
Now you're only trying to balance it out so the review ends up somewhere.
Not balancing out. No.
That's what you said.
The second you made it a rating moment, I have to give it a rating.
No, that's not true. We don't always give each other ratings when we do it.
That's not true. No.
Every time there's a moment, you don't up or downvote it.
No, but the second you make it a key moment, either I can make it a +1, a -1, or a nothing.
Right.
And then
nothing.
You made a key moment. It's not. It's worthy of a downvote now. That's a key moment.
Well, I just think that you said you downvoted it because I upvoted it, and I think that's wrong.
I should have said because you made it a key moment.
Thank you. That's better.
Okay, look at her. Come on, Spock. Do the job. Okay, anyways,
she didn't tell him to do anything. She's
right, I'm moving past that. Moving past that moment.
You need to move past that because you're making too much.
I'm moving past it. Here we are in Spock's very human quarters. I'm quoting T'Pring from last episode.
You know what? I think you got too much T'Pring on your brain, and so now you're like anti-Spock.
No, that's not. I like Spock. I like Spock. Yeah, I mean, I probably turned like a total 180 on Spock because like from Discovery, I hated the character. Now I love him.
This is true.
All right, yeah. So now they're talking about how Pike operates on hunches. He's not comfortable operating on hunches, and she's sort of counseling him on his dual personality, which is fitting considering. I like how they didn't beat us. They didn't beat us, the audience over the head with her.
Yes. This is a great moment, bro. This is a really great moment. This is an upvote.
Whatever.
This is an upvote moment.
I don't even know what it's called.
Okay, so using Spock's half human, half Vulcan to show what it might be like they're essentially talking about a non-binary person. Now, it's very subtle. A lot of people don't even pick up on it. You probably wouldn't have if you didn't know this was a transgender person. But unlike what Discovery would have done, and I'm sorry to just beat up on Discovery.
Are they transgender?
Who?
No, I don't think the actress is transgender.
No, the actress is transgender, yes.
Oh, I thought they were just non-binary. Oh, whatever. Go ahead, keep going.
She's a transgender, non-binary person.
Okay.
Now, don't ask me to define that because I really can't.
I'm not. Yeah, go on.
But what I can tell you is that on Discovery, they would have made a big deal out of the fact that she was a non-binary, transgender person. And they would have hit us over the head with it and shoved it up our eyeballs, and they would have really, hammered it in. Instead, they use an alien moment, half human, to kind of highlight what it might be to be confusing to be two different people, I think. And they didn't hit you over the head with it. It was very slight. Yeah. They jumped out of it pretty quickly, but they left it like Star Trek does really well when they take an alien society or they put it on an alien thing to make us think about something going on here. They've been doing it all season long.
Yeah.
And even though this may not be extraordinarily important to me, I thought they did a good job of leaving their message in and getting out of it.
Yeah, and I'm going to give that an upvote for that reason.
Yeah.
Because what we said when we read about the news, we're like, because I remember the StarTrek.com, whatever, was saying that their relationship with Spock, and it was like their relationship with Spock is going to be unique or whatever.
Yeah.
And I remember you saying like, okay, so like that might be concerning. Like nerds' heads are going to explode if Spock ends up being, something that's not canon. And I like how it was in quotes because their relationship was actually more of an allegory, which is very specific to Star Trek.
I think very Star Trek-ish.
Yeah, Doomed is right. She said, "Don't be human or Vulcan, Spock." That is sort of nonsense to me. But
which is why we struggle with the whole concept itself,
right,
and maybe that's what they were kind of highlighting here.
And maybe we don't. Yeah, maybe we don't. Maybe we don't get it. But at least they did it in the way that Star Trek is supposed to do it.
Right, I think so.
So I agree. All right. Now, one thing that I'm not going to downvote, but I considered downvoting, is that these two characters talk a lot this episode. Like, there is a lot of exposition this episode. I'm not
we find out why later, though. It makes sense later.
Right, but the later is not really a very good payoff. Like, it's a 3 seconds later for 20 minutes of talking. I don't know if the payoff is worth it, but we'll get there. The trap wasn't set by the Serene Squall. Whatever it is. All right, this is the one. Like a third date. Like a blind date. Okay. Okay, so they go down to find the colonist. And you want to narrate this? Go ahead.
Yeah, they go down. Basically, what happens is they get caught in a trap, and we got this great Orion, of course, from the Orion slave trade, who's kind of in charge, which I thought that was really great. In fact, I gave that an upvote.
What about when the pirates came on the ship?
Oh, well, when the pirates came on the ship, yeah. So the pirates come on the ship. Somehow they transport on when the main crew transports over to the colonial ship. They get on board. They manage to basically take over the bridge, which is, something that we've seen happen in Star Trek so many times. And luckily, number one locks out the bridge, and we end up with this kind of everybody's trying to basically hide or they get caught. Yeah,
I do like how violent Spock was here.
Oh, that's right. I upvoted the Vulcan. We got our first Vulcan.
We got the Vulcan. No, not our first. We got with the first one we got in the episode 1.
We did?
Yeah, when he neck pinched those people that were about to go to Civil War. Remember?
Oh, that's right. That's right. Well, anyways, I thought it was a really good demonstration of Spock's.
Yeah, I'm gonna
kicking.
I'm gonna help out this whole sequence. It was very good.
Yeah, me too, please. And I think it's like a good. I think it's a good indication. Spock's really strong. We forget that Vulcans are strong. And Spock has this kind of, Vulcans have a power that we don't normally see. And so to see him throw people around and do stuff, I thought that was appropriate and kind of nice to see.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Now, this character, his name is Remy. You already gave him an upvote.
Yes.
I'm going to upvote him too. And I'm going to upvote something that's coming up here. Because I love how what is this race called again? It's called
Orions.
Orions. We learned in Enterprise that the Orions are not actually the people. The guys in charge are not actually the men. It's the women.
Right.
And for years we just thought the Orions weren't. The guys were in charge. But on Enterprise, the twist was the slave or the Orion slave girls were actually the ones in charge. And like they had this whole subterfuge with other cultures because it gave them an advantage, right?
Yes.
Which was super clever. And they're continuing that here.
Yes, they do.
Because the Strange New World crew, they don't know that's how their culture works. But here we have the big Orion guy acting like boss when he's not actually in charge.
And I love because they're basically slaving people, which the Orion slave trade is what they're known for. And once again, they're doing that here, which I thought was a nice Star Trek, universe thing to keep talking about.
Right. Yeah.
And if I continue on here, Pike basically has decided he's going to try to start a mutiny.
Oh, he hasn't decided that yet. He decides that during the dinner.
Well, he makes a comment there beforehand, basically saying she's the smart one. Well, you'll see it in a second.
Oh, yeah, he does. Yeah. All right, so Spock and Aspen. Oh, I want. Okay, not throw away. Okay, now this was good. So I did like this. I just love Pike. Like, that's my favorite character.
Yeah, he's awesome.
My favorite character in a couple decades now. And I'll tell you why. Because he embodies, like, Star Trek. He embodies, like, the starship captain. He is like,
Yes.
if you had to have a template for a starship captain, you should start with Pike, man.
Right.
Which is fitting considering he was technically the first captain in Star Trek.
Well, yeah. I mean, Archer actually is the first one we saw technically.
I'm talking about like when the show started in the 50s.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Right.
60s.
Or 60s, whatever it is. With the cage. When did that come out?
Yes. 60s, early 60s.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So he's like, "Oh, you guys eat that stuff? It's an Orion specialty." And this whole conversation is great. He says, "I'm gonna cook for you," and he's somehow like sort of winning over these nut jobs that just want command codes from him, and it's very clever. I mean, they weren't totally won over, but like they definitely softened up on him for sure.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because they're beating the crud out of him, and now, a hot meal, you know?
Yeah. And then Chapel with man, she's a smoke show, isn't she? Wandering through the
Always about this.
She is.
You're killing me.
She's like a model, you know?
Somebody commented about the Superman outfits. So she looks like she should be
she
all
always
the white.
wears the white.
Yeah.
What was that from the original Superman? Remember they all had white?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she does that thing when she has the hypo spray in her sleeve, which is really cool.
This is funny the way she okay, all right, maybe she's bad, you know.
This is a little too much though, right?
A little bit over the top. This second guy here is like looking at the ceiling. This is hilarious. I don't know if you see it. Like if you flip back a second, I don't know, or maybe it's forward. She takes out this guy, but when she goes to attack the other guy, he's essentially still looking at the ceiling. And I'm like, what the heck's going on? I mean, they must have some mentally challenged people here.
Oh yeah.
Dude, look
how long it took this guy to get his gun.
He's like, yeah, here he goes.
He's like, oh, my weapon, let me get it up into place. Oh no.
Right, keep going.
It took him a solid like 30 seconds to sort of figure out.
I wish you could see that moment, like when she's hitting the other person, to see what the other person is doing. There it is right there. So she attacks the first person and watch the back person.
Hands up. So why is he? So the back guys.
Watch, see it. Look at the back guy. See him turn?
Yeah. This is actually really good because he decides that he no longer needs to train his weapon on her.
Right. All of a sudden,
right?
There he goes.
He's like,
now watch, follow it through a little further.
I'm just gonna casually put my weapon down and start glancing at the pretty lights to my right. Okay.
Right. Watch. See that now? He's like totally turned around while he's doing. Now look back there. Look.
Like, oh no, my weapon!
Too late.
Yeah, I gotta give it.
I'm not gonna downvote. I
have to give it a downvote.
Are you? All right.
I feel like it's too.
What else?
Hold on. You know, I'm gonna revert.
She had to win.
I'm gonna revert the downvote for this reason. Maybe he's just an idiot.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. Maybe he's just not good at his job.
Yeah, I mean they're pirates, right? They're not trained mercenaries.
Right? They're not like
idiots.
Starfleet specialists.
All right. He goes, huh? Oh no, my weapon! Oh.
Although they're going to be really embarrassed later that this little frail waif of a girl just took both of them out, right?
Clearly not frail, and definitely my waifu.
I meant waif. Waifu.
She's my Star Trek waifu.
I don't understand any of that language, so
it's weeb language, bro.
All right.
I like this alien guy. Is cool.
Good makeup.
Some of the races we see on this show are like, it's both cool and a bummer that like we don't see those characters again. And like I feel like, and that's not downvote worthy, just here's a random observation. I do feel like maybe sometimes using characters we already know, especially for like spacefaring races, it might give a connection more to 60 years of Star Trek. And like, while I like to see new characters, and sometimes you have to use a new character, but like in the Comet episode, I do believe that this is a cool character, but really it could have been any character. I would have loved to have seen what a Ferengi looks like in this time, or any of the other 30 races we've already seen.
True. Yeah. I mean, there are. Yeah, it's true.
We didn't have to see a completely new character.
It also opens them up to more criticism, and I think there's maybe some hesitancy on some of these showrunners to do too much of the iconic characters, because we do have a tendency to like really hold them accountable for what they look like. So,
right. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, but that's cowardice to me.
And would a Ferengi be operating with a ragtag bunch like this? I'm not sure.
I don't know. Maybe a Cardassian. Maybe. I mean, there's a lot of races, dude. Maybe one of Phlox's people. I don't know. Pick a character we've seen out of all the other series.
I mean, we did get the Orion.
Yeah, we did, and that's great. So you did a good job. No one's criticizing you. Maybe because it's easy. Like, it's just a green guy. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. I do feel, though, like, while I like new characters, like, when you have the opportunity to flex with a member berry, you should do that. And just be bold with it. Don't get mad because someone's going to complain about, oh, there's one too many ridges on that Klingon's head. Like, calm down. Don't completely change them like the insanity of Discovery. But, like, again, we haven't actually seen what a Klingon looks like since the insanity of Discovery. Yeah, I can't wait to see what a real Klingon looks like and not that weird, I'm assuming, hyper-religious zealot offshoot race was. You know what I mean?
No, the Klingons you're going to see look like humans.
Oh, really?
I mean, hopefully.
I mean, they're supposed to, right?
Yeah.
But, but that wasn't all the Klingons. That was the ones that were affected by the virus.
That's right. Roll the dice. Let's put a Gorn on that ship, guys. Come on. Let's get things really interesting. Let's throw a Gorn.
I want to see Gorn so bad.
Guess what? You are going to see Gorn because Alex Kurtzman himself said we will see Gorn again before the season is over.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes.
Oh, so you said we'll see Gorn again. Yeah. But I would argue, as a lawyer of their Star Trek court, we didn't see Gorn the first time.
And I will argue as the counter person that argues in the
as the defense.
I will argue that it was good we didn't see the Gorn, but we will see the Gorn.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm saying that it made them more terrifying. Absolutely, that's the old horror trope, like where you withhold the
less is more.
The villain, so you get the more. Yeah, less is more. But I still want to see what a damn Gorn looks like. So please don't deprive me of that. And if we don't see it by the end of the season, it's gonna be a big disappointment for me. Yeah, because I've been waiting to see what Gorn looked like since 13, watching the original series, thinking, what would it look like with new graphics? Like, what would that cool dinosaur?
Enterprise had him.
Enterprise had him briefly, and it was
was not great.
Not great.
All right, so what happens next? We've been here a long time.
All right, my bad. Moving past this. All right, so eating his food. You seem way too intelligent.
I love Pike through this whole thing. Look at his hair. His hair. He looks like he just got up from waking up from bed or something.
Yeah, his whole demeanor with these guys, like, it's very, very good.
He's very like, I'm still in control here, is what he's saying.
Yeah, and the whole redhead Orion is like.
It's great.
Like I if we ever go to another Star Trek convention, I know we haven't been since they like sold the rights or whatever in Vegas.
Yeah.
But if we ever go again, I might just go as Remy. Like the big boned redheaded green guy. I can pull that off. Yeah. I got the beard, I got out. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you can pull it off.
Yeah. That's good. That's my next cosplay right there. All right. Moving. Okay. All right, so they are saying, let's give up the ship to Spock. Like that's what they say. They go, let's give up the ship because it's like too much of a hassle. Which that was like the very first interesting
I
moment.
I
for
did,
me.
yeah. It wasn't interesting to me at all. I was like, that's cool if it like raised little senses for you, but for me, I was totally oblivious still.
I thought that was like, why would you want to give up that easily if you know how gnarly these people are, and you're still
Well, that's why she's saying that, because she's basically saying, I have experience. You do not want to be captured by these people, right? So maybe, I mean, it seemed believable to me,
yeah, but they have no shot if they give up the ship. They're gonna get
Right.
captured or they're gonna die. Those are the two options you have.
Right. But I thought she gave a compelling, reasonable. I didn't go, that don't make any sense to me. I was like, if I was a civilian that didn't want to get captured by these people, I might be saying, let's escape.
Well, no. How are you escape? So you're not in Federation space. You're gonna give up your only chance, your only actual shot at escape.
You're 100% right. But I'm trying to think like somebody who's no longer in Starfleet, somebody who just wants to get away.
So maybe the actor didn't. Maybe they didn't get what you're saying. They didn't get that across for me, because I felt right then I felt like there was something up.
Interesting. So, yeah, I was totally blindsided by what's
interesting.
coming.
So I don't think the actor played this right then, because we are getting completely different two things here. We watched the same exact scene, so it wasn't. I don't think the actor pulled it off.
I thought she pulled it off well.
I mean, so do you think the intention was for you to be fooled this whole time?
Yes, I believe they wanted us to be fooled.
This wasn't meant to be foreshadowing?
I don't believe so, no.
Interesting.
I believe the intention of the character was to get Spock to get off the ship to make it easier for what she wants to do. But I feel like but as the audience member, was still supposed to be fooled.
Right. Okay. Norman Butchwald said, well, she is correct. She does know these pirates.
That's true.
It's true. Yeah, and Spock rightly says abandoning the ship as part of the Enterprise of criminals is
yes, he did. He's like, I ain't getting off this ship. That was exactly what he should say.
Yeah. Again, Ethan Peck killing it as Spock. I gotta say, and I have to keep saying it because I was so vocal about it in Discovery. It's like a different person is playing Spock. So
feels like it.
That means that the problem with Discovery was not his acting, it was the writing. Or maybe he just practiced really hard between seasons. I don't know.
Like we told you what it is. It's he no longer has a sister to deal with.
He no longer has Michael Burnham over his shoulder.
That's right.
All right.
All
right.
Here it is.
I love this guy. Pike, because he goes, I convinced these guys to sell us to the Klingons.
Yeah, that was great. And then Una's like,
I'm up for that.
Una's like, not Alpha Braga 4. Vote me too.
Yeah.
Not Alpha Braga 4. And he's like, yep, Alpha Braga 4.
Works every time.
We're starting a mutiny.
I love how, like, when he comes in, he's like, hey, so guys, I convinced him to sell us to the Klingons. Everyone's like, what? He's like, it's going to be great. Trust me. Yeah, he's such a great character, man. And his chemistry with Una is really quite fantastic.
It is good.
To be fair, though, that is Rebecca Romaine Stamos, and she is a seasoned actress, right?
Yeah.
Been around for a while.
She's been around a while. I mean, I wouldn't say that I've loved her, and I mean, this is the first time I've really liked her.
She's the best Mystique. I don't care what anyone says. That chick from Mockingbird is not a good Mystique.
Right. No, Rebecca is definitely the best Mystique.
She's the only Mystique as far as I'm concerned.
But she didn't do a whole lot of acting in there. So, I mean, it was like, in X-Men.
Yeah, but she was really attractive. So
you get sidetracked really easy on these.
No, she did acting. You kidding me?
I mean, she did a lot more physical acting, I think, than.
Sure.
Yeah.
And KB James and a smoke show. Yes. Agreed.
You spent a lot more time looking at her than listening to her. I got a feeling.
No, I like her. I like the actress. I've always liked what she's done, not just when she was wearing a skin tight suit.
Blue outfit, yeah.
All right, so they get to the engineering. They get control of the ship. They lock the doors. I thought that was a little too easy.
Well, see, here's the thing. This is why it gets an upvote from me, is because I just didn't see it coming. And and I'm sitting there going, how did they? And I'm kind of trying to think, and as it's happening, I'm trying to figure out how they got one step ahead of them, because they've kind of been one step ahead of them most of the way, anyways. Mm-hmm. And then when you realize, oh, the phaser is coming from behind, I'm like, oh man, okay, they got me. And good job. That's what I want.
Interesting. So they didn't get me. I thought there was something wrong from 3 scenes ago.
Okay, well, you got better.
And when they took over, I was like, well, that's too easy. So here comes the obligatory double cross, and there's only one person that can double cross, and I pretty much knew it was her right then.
All right, I didn't see it, but I will say,
damn it. I'm sorry. I'm trying so hard, you guys. I promise.
Well, she said it says here specifically that call her she. She likes being called she.
No, but in the show, the character is they.
Okay, so
I'm talking about the show, not the actress. I don't.
All right. Well, it's just too complicated.
I don't say, hey, Ethan Peck is finding the captain.
Well, I'm sure the character will not be offended since the actress. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not doing it for the character. I don't know the character. I'm doing it for myself and the audience. I'm attempting to follow the rules set forth by the show, by the episode.
All right. Well, this person.
Don't try, Shane. Your brain's going to explode.
I know.
We went through this already.
The character, I thought the character, switching the personality and now becoming like more pirate-ish, I thought was really well done.
Yes.
Like now it became like this, I can just be exactly what I want to be. And I thought that the actor, Jesse James Keitel, did a good job in embracing and becoming the character that they really are.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying, but I got to tell you, I didn't like I thought the pirate version of her, damn it, was cringy.
Oh.
They were doing really good up until that moment, and when their personality switched over, it went from like, oh, this is an interesting character to, this is sort of over top, sort of cringy character. And it reminded me of like, to be fair, it actually had some like cheese to it, almost like TOS style cheese. So I guess it fit, but it did feel less of a pirate and more of like a caricature. I can't say the word of a pirate.
Oh, character. I can see that. I can see how you might see that. That makes sense. I mean, I thought what was interesting is ultimately the goal of this character was to release a prisoner, and it was less about it. I just felt it was very pirate. I don't know. I thought it felt okay to me. Where we are having, you and I, which is not typical, you and I are having 2 totally different kind of feelings throughout this entire episode.
Yeah, what's funny is I knew we would.
Interesting. Okay.
I like Shane's gonna love this episode, and while I don't hate it per se, like there's definitely parts of it that didn't work for me,
right?
Or like that I didn't feel good about, and I knew it. I knew you were gonna love it because there's a lot to love here, to be fair, but there's parts that are like very cringy, and like the whole like we talked about before, like here, for instance, on this screen right now, there's a brand new alien in the back. I do not understand the point of there being a completely different species being introduced as a random character in the back. Like, just give us. But I'm not gonna keep beating that dead horse.
I mean, I understand what you're saying. The problem is like, I think somebody else said in the comments earlier, we can't keep just using the same 6 or 7 characters. You know what I mean?
I'm not saying you do. I'm saying that. What is this alien?
I mean, we don't know. We don't know all of the aliens in Star Trek. Do we?
It's like okay. So here we go. I didn't want to criticize this. But here we go.
But you keep doing it. So I mean,
I have to now though. Here we have a human on the right, or someone that looks like a human, or some kind of alien that has very little makeup, literally just black makeup on their face, on her face, whatever. And then on the left, I don't even know anymore. Damn it. And on the left, we have an alien with so much makeup. It looks like a Halloween costume. Bro, pick a lane. I don't understand. And
Why
then,
does it got to be both? Why can't you have one that's an alien that looks like an alien and one?
Because one looks ridiculous. One looks ridiculous and one looks underdressed. I don't understand why we can't have some of the 30 species we've already been introduced to. I mean, how many? I don't know. I want to see more. I want to see more of the Star Trek universe that I love in this show, which, to be honest, is the first show in 22 years that I've cared about fully. I want to see more of the universe I love, and I feel like the opportunities to see that are being passed over, and there's 2 episodes left.
You got to remember, these are like hodgepodge pirates of the, outside of you got to be careful, because if you start introducing characters that we know a lot about, now we start questioning why they're in this ragtag bunch of pirates.
Not characters. Species.
No, I'm talking about species. You still have to be like, well, would that species be at the edge of Federation space involved? Now you've created a whole new canon problem, and it's like 2 or 3 second shot. Is it worth it to put it in that situation? You know what I mean? Like, do you want to create a canonical tie to a species?
That's fair, and that's the safe response. It is.
That's what I would have done.
That's the safe response. But you can't think of any cool aliens that we already know about instead of this weird looking.
I mean,
this guy looks like Cthulhu or something.
I don't know, man.
He does, right? I'm not crazy. He looks. Someone tell me, does he look like Cthulhu?
The makeup department went nuts. They said, let's do this.
He does look like Cthulhu, right?
The guy on the right has mascara, and the guy on the left is, scary. Oh.
He does look like Cthulhu, bro.
I don't know. It's not on the screen long enough to matter.
No, but it is.
Like, they're going to walk by and it's over.
Bro, this is H.P. Lovecraft, bro. It is. I'm not crazy. That's what this is. It's Cthulhu.
That's not even it.
It's totally Cthulhu, bro.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay. All right. I don't know why we're spending so much time looking at this. But like,
you got a problem.
I mean, we're trying to explain why there's a difference here. And these are the little things that are like the whole episode that were like bothering me like nonstop.
Right.
And individual little tiny bits don't bother me, but when it's like the entire episode has little individual cringe moments or things I wish would have been different, it lessens the overall experience.
I can appreciate that. I'm more, as you know me, I'm always a little more focused on the story than I am the surroundings. So
that's true. That's fair. Okay. Moving on. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I'm not trying to obsess. I'm not trying. It looks like a mind flyer.
Obsession.
John Burns looks like a mind flyer. Okay.
I don't know. What's going on?
Mind flayer. All right. Yeah. So this is when Aspen or Angel, I guess.
Angel Aspen
is
now.
The name, right? Angel does get cringy, and let us know in the chat. Did this become cringy for you? This character, or do you feel like it was played correctly? Because it felt cringy.
Is Brian crazy right now, or is Shane like really making a lot of sense?
Art is subjective. So what did you guys think? Did it feel? Did this get cringy, or was it played correctly? Question.
Fair enough. We would like to hear your opinion.
Yeah, I actually didn't come for that. And so this one she explains. They explained I actually didn't come for the Enterprise. I came for you, Spock.
Yeah.
Bum.
You gotta admit, that's pretty intriguing. Like, you're like, why would they come for Spock? You weren't like a little tripping at that moment?
Have you seen him without a shirt on? Come on.
Sexy Spock. That's what we came for.
Guy is swole as hell, bro.
All right.
Oh,
Ethan
they
Pex.
acted like
it's
Cyborg
It's
followers.
Ethan Pex.
Ethan Pex.
Ethan Pex.
Ethan Pex. That's
right.
Great. I love that.
Sexy Spock. Sexy Spock.
I'm gonna steal that for a tweet.
So
right.
this is the end. This is awesome. This is an awesome moment. This gets 2 upvotes for me.
This is not the end yet, bro. What are you talking about?
Are you sure?
Oh yeah, they're calling to Pring to come bail Spock out. Now,
all right. I don't have any other up or down votes.
I have a problem here. I'm sorry. I have another problem.
Why?
See, this is because it takes 2 days to get to the Federation, but they were able to make a call instantaneous to Pring.
Oh, that is a problem. Oh, wait, maybe it was, well, no, that's not, okay, wait, maybe it was easier to get a hold of Vulcan than it is Starfleet.
No. They are so far away from a Federation subspace relay that it would take 2 days. You got to download that.
You're right. I'll downvote that with you.
So they get an instant call to Pring and 0 latency. Let's have a conversation with Pring. And that whole conversation takes place where she says, I'm going to kill Spock unless you deliver me this prisoner or whatever, right? And another thing is Pring gets there really quickly.
I mean, it definitely if that wasn't supposed to be the case, like maybe it's possible time passed and we just didn't see it. They did not do a good job of making time pass. It does feel like it did. I thought the same thing when I saw it. I'm like, well, how did she get there so fast?
She got there so quick.
Right.
Norman Bates says, how far is Vulcan compared to Starfleet? That doesn't matter because they're within Federation space. So even if Vulcan's closer per se, right? The problem was not the distance. It was how far they were away from the subspace relay. So it still doesn't work. And she got there really quickly. See, and it says the Enterprise will meet you at the... So she says the Enterprise will meet you at the edge of Federation space. So they go back to the edge of Federation space so that Pring doesn't have to travel into the zone that's not Federation space, whatever it's called, right?
And they're arguably not far from Federation space because Pike, when he came over the border, didn't seem like it took him a long time either.
Right. Right. And so, she says Pring's not going to listen. Oh, she'll be compelled. I gotta say, this character feels cringing to me, but that's subjective, so it's cool. Pring's gonna make the deal. A lot of conversation there. So the Pike and company are now farther away from the Enterprise, right? Because the Enterprise is making its way to Federation space.
I don't know. I don't know how far away it was. It's really hard to determine distance in these shows because, and we've gone through this in other episodes, where it's really hard to tell how far anything is apart.
Yeah, I don't want to nitpick this, but I have to nitpick the whole relay thing because that was a plot point that we can't get an answer from Federation space because this thing is so far away, and then she gets an instant call off. Okay, so they convince the subordinate here, and she that selling them to the Klingons is probably not a good idea, and they start the mutiny. So the process is started, which is great. Cool. Alpha Braga.
Alpha Braga 4.
Alpha Braga 4 works every time.
Every time.
All right, Pring shows up, and you've made a logical decision. And basically, she says, I want to trade lovers. And Spock lets on that he probably knows who she might be referring to.
Shortly, yes, he does. But we don't find that out to the very end of the show.
Right, because she doesn't use his real name, right?
Right.
She says, like, Xaviator or something like that.
It's Xaverius.
Xaverius,
yeah.
All right, I may have deduced who this prisoner is. All right. She threatens to kill him.
First, kiss me, Chapel.
Another alien we've never met before.
Stop it.
I can't stop. I can't. I literally can't. Here we go. All right. This fitting
Star Trek threesome.
This lineup.
Sorry, you said it. You were thinking it before I said it.
This framing that we do here is actually really clever. So from a cinematography point of view, what's that?
That's why I said it. Get your mind out of the gutter.
Whatever you say, bud. This is a very clever frame where it has, her on the view screen, and then it's good. It's good framing. And then they kiss, and Chapel's clearly into it.
Yeah,
like her brow is furrowed, and she's like, "Oh yeah, take me, Daddy." Spock,
she's got
Daddy.
the back of.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, what I said was inappropriate. Okay, yeah.
I'm just adding to it. Yes, Spock, Daddy, I want you so bad.
She's holding on to the back of his neck, dude.
Ethan Pex.
He can't even get away from her if he wants to. She's got the back of his neck.
Yeah, he's like, "Okay, all right, you're overselling it." She's like, "No. She really did sell it though. This actress, I forgot her name.
Yeah.
Like she's really she's into it. I mean, who knows? Ethan Pex. I'm saying it now too. Damn it.
Jess Bush is her name.
Ethan Peck's a good-looking dude. Like, I get it. She really sold it. Jesus. And then T'Pring's like, "Well, now that I know you're cheating on me, I'm going to break up with you, and then I'm going to immediately not give you this guy so that you get murdered. So I now have no feelings for you, Spock. I'm going to let them kill you now. Bye-bye."
Nice. Well, that was a good story you just told.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice breakdown.
Yeah. Now that I see you hanging out with the hoe from the med bay. All right. And so they break up in a Vulcan way. Never and always touched and touching or something. Whatever that means.
Whatever, man. It's canonical though. I think
so. I'm still gonna kill him. And she's like, "Goodbye, Spock," and she takes off. She didn't take off very far though, because she was right around the corner. And the Enterprise says, "Destroy that ship," and weapons are immobilized. Up, and Alpha Braga 4 works, and Pike saves the day. Getting enough vote from me, baby.
Me too. Get out of my chair. That's what he says.
Yep. Yeah, which was a great line.
Yeah.
Get out of my chair. It's like, freaking love Pike. Love this guy so much. The other day, someone was like, "Would you like Strange New World if Pike wasn't in it?" And I was like, I don't know. I don't think I would. Yeah. I don't. Like,
it would be hard to like that. Yeah.
If you just eliminated that character and had it all the same, I don't know. I don't know if I like it.
There is no good Star Trek show without a good captain, as we've seen.
That's true. That's very, very true. Yeah. All right. And I guess they use code to disable the So they use code to drop the shields and disable the phasers, but then they still had to fire on the ship to disable the thrusters. I'm nitpicking, but
be gentle.
Yeah, but they have command codes to shut the whole thing down. But it's cool. That's fine. That's cool. Be gentle. I said gently. Then Spock says a logical move would be to surrender, and he's correct. And then they hit a little button in their collar, and then just teleports out, right?
Right. And I never did quite. I guess there must have been a ship hiding somewhere or something.
Yeah. Here we go. So there's another problem. I'm about to.
I mean, it's not unrealistic.
What ship are they TPing to?
There could have been a hidden ship somewhere. Do they got to say it? This person had a contingency plan if it didn't go well.
Okay.
Do they got to say, I got a hidden ship somewhere? I mean, how else would you know what I'm saying? I got a hidden ship over there.
This pirate guy is like, "Oh, damn it." This actor's really pulling it off. He's like, "Oh."
It just left me here.
You would think that they would teleport to the ship that they're on. The Squall or whatever it's called, no?
The Serene Squall, no, because they've got that ship too, kind of.
Oh, it was a shuttle they showed.
You got to remember, they want this character to come back later. This is not the last time we're going to see this character.
I mean, according to IMDb, it is.
I'm season 2. I'm just saying, this character is going to be back because, when we get to the end here, I guess we can say.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So they take off in a ship.
Oh, actually, no. That ship it's cool. So it's okay. In the very beginning, we see that ship come off of that. So this is not the only time we've seen that ship. That little ship was earlier in the show. Yeah, I guess it's not the Squall, but it's another ship that was out there. And we saw it early on. I remember that.
Okay. So Captain's Log Supplemental. They take the Squall in. And you get this shot, this 3-second shot of Sybok. Okay, so T'Pring shows back up and she's like, hey, I know you were faking it, so take me, Spock Daddy. That's pretty much what happens, right?
Spock Daddy.
Am I paraphrasing? So Spock Daddy handles business. And yeah, okay. So much time is spent on this. Like, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, like, a lot of time.
At least they're not giving us 30-minute episodes. At least we're getting all of it, you know?
That's true. A lot of time spent on Spock Daddy. And after he gives it to the old lady, he pops on down to the med bay to talk to his side piece, apparently.
The nurse chapel, the side piece.
That's what's going on, right?
No, it's not.
Let me give it to the old lady while she's sleeping. I'm gonna pop on down to the med bay and hang out with the side chick.
Well, and this is an interesting scene because Nurse Chapel kind of gets, there's this resignation that she knows she can't have him in this moment.
Yeah. Yeah, come on, Spock Daddy. You know you want me.
All right. I think you've had enough, sir.
All right. So that's when he explains that Ambassador Sarek had a child out of wedlock.
I'm like, oh, come on, here we go. I'm getting warmed up. Like, come on.
There it is.
They finally are going to do it.
So my question is, and we're going to get there, but before we do, wasn't Sybok like almost universally despised by Star Trek fans for years?
Well, because there was no indication of they Michael Burnhamed him. Like, how does Spock all of a sudden have a brother?
Right.
You know what I mean?
So this is like them going like, we're going to fix that 45 years later.
Well, when they did the Final Frontier back in 86, right? So, and there was a lot of criticism when Discovery came out. And they're like, well, listen, you could have done, instead of doing Michael Burnham, you could have done Sybok. Because at least we know he's in canon already.
Yeah, it would have made way more sense to do Sybok instead of Burnham. And there he is.
Yeah, and here we go. Finally we get Sybok, and I'm totally cool with this.
Yeah. Because
there's a whole story about Sybok and his crazy followers that Star Trek never deals with outside of Star Trek V. And so that's a whole thing that can be explored.
Yeah. Now, I'm with Norman, by the way. I do prefer Spock to be an only child. But because that's not an option, and Sybok is his brother as per canon, I'm okay with this. In fact, I relish it because it's canon. It's part of the show. It's part of the series. And now we can actually get what will hopefully be a really good backstory to this that will maybe even make that movie better.
Right.
Like, imagine if there... So, I've said it before. A good prequel is a good prequel series or movie is a story that somehow manages to make its successor better.
Right.
Right? And most prequels don't pull that off. AKA, one that did, Rogue One, pulled it off, right? Mm-hmm. If they can give him a backstory and a character that enhances it to the point where that movie is like better, it's going to be an amazing feat, honestly.
Yeah. And it's something that Star Trek can, there's only so many places Star Trek can go. And this is one that we don't know a lot about. And, it happened a long time ago. You got to remember back in 86, we didn't have TNG that long. The movies was really the extended universe.
Hiroshi loves you, say, I bet Spock has 3 more siblings.
Stop it, Hiroshi. Stop it. Okay, can I officially say I don't want him to have no more family members? Like, I'm done with the Spock family members at this point.
What you guys don't know is Hemmer is actually half Vulcan, half Anor.
And the reason we haven't seen him anymore is because Spock kicked him off the ship.
Okay. So, that said, we are at the end.
Did I get my 2 upvotes for that?
Oh, you want for the Cyborg thing?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm giving it to you.
Okay.
I'm giving it to you, Shane Daddy.
Wow. we are brothers. Don't do that.
I'll give that one upvote too because I like that they're going to try to fix the Cyborg. Can I like retroactively remove one in like 3 episodes if they don't do that?
We'll just downvote it then.
Okay, that's fair.
We should talk about whether we liked it overall or not.
Yeah, go
now
ahead.
that we're at the end.
Go ahead.
Well, overall, I liked the episode. It was not my favorite episode. I think murdering children for their energy juices is still probably my favorite. But this still was a good episode, and so I'll give it an upvote for the overall.
Okay, I'm not going to give it an upvote or a downvote.
Okay.
I enjoyed it, but to me, this was the weakest so far we've seen.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, downvote. Put me back where I was because I think you're right. It does not deserve an up or downvote.
Yeah. Okay. Again, I didn't dislike it or particularly liked it. It was enjoyable. It was entertaining. I loved Spock and I loved Pike. And honestly, that was pretty much it. I loved Spock and I loved Pike. And I love the introduction of Cyborg, not because I like the character of Cyborg, but because maybe, just maybe, they can make that character better so many years later. And I love that they're taking that challenge on instead of just inventing something new. But we already said all the problems I have with it. Those problems aren't going to go away. There were some issues that didn't work with timing, and I didn't like the pirate character, although I love the Andorian. The Orion. So yeah, some things were good and some things were bad for me subjectively. Not good episode, but not a great episode.
I got to have my vote back up again.
Okay.
So that I can balance out the fact that you just did that.
You're not allowed to do that.
I know. I'm just kidding. That's not why I'm doing it, because I'm doing that because you said that earlier. But here's what I'm going to do. I think the Cybok thing is worth it, and also the Angel Aspen, it got me, and a good twist has to be worth an upvote.
Yeah. So the Aspen, and it was good. I mean, it wasn't obvious. It wasn't until that one scene that I thought, something's weird about that. And to be fair, I didn't think it was part of the story. I was like, that might just be poor writing or something. Now, I guess it was good writing because it was part of the story, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's it. So what's our score, Shane?
Wow. Look at this. We've got looks like a 6.5, huh?
Not bad. That's actually our highest score since the Comet episode.
We must not have, because the one where they roasted children in the chair, that was a good episode. Did it not get as many?
It was a good episode, but if I remember correctly, there were a lot of random downvotes.
Yeah, and there were not a lot of voting moments.
And there wasn't a lot of voting moments. Yeah, that's so right. It sort of hurt, even though that was a great episode, it hurt the score. So like so both the strength and the weakness of our scoring system it's as honest as we can possibly be. So even if we like an episode more than another episode, the scoring is all about the moments that you can upvote or downvote. So if there was more moments to upvote, it's going to have a higher score. And in this episode, there are more moments to upvote. That's it. It's plain simple.
Thank you, the Trek reviewer. This is definitely a 6.5 episode. 6.5.
Yeah, agreed.
Because this episode was about sex. Like the whole thing was sex.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Spock Daddy. Bring it on, Spock Daddy. All right.
Let's check in with our folks, and we got to get on the next thing.
All right. Yeah, check in. I'm going to switch us over to the other zone here. Oh, listen, if you haven't, before we go to that, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so now. And if you're already here, hit that like button and give us a little bit of a pop.